It was a normal late afternoon at the Quimby's house. Beezus was with her friends, Henry Huggins, the Zack the Zeltics guy, Space Voyager 1701, and the Queen of Lions. At Creepypasta school earlier that day, the Shadow Reader gave them a lot of homework, which consists of what makes a story bad with cliches. This is so unfair. Why did Shadow have to give us so much homework? The Queen of Lions asked. Although I know the answers. No kidding. Ning. At least the Shadow Reader isn't giving homework every day, unlike Mr. Ratburn, Zack the Zeltics guy said. And it's very unfortunate that we got homework, and I want to watch the Human Centipede eat on TV tonight, Beezus said. It's playing at 10 p.m., and that's the time where I have to be in bed by. The Human Centipede? Why do you want to watch that? Henry asked his girlfriend. It's just because I want to know how disturbing it is because Space Voyager told me about it, Beezus replied. Well, suit yourself, Beezus. Don't cry to me if you get nightmares over it, Space Voyager stated while shaking his head. What would you do to watch that movie, Beezus? The Queen of Lions asked. I'd skip school to watch a movie and not do homework, Zack said, answering Beezus' question. What? Then how will you face the Shadow Reader if you didn't get your homework done? Space Voyager asked. I'd skip school and do homework when I want to, Zack said. Really, Zack? Then I dare you to skip school, Beezus stated, as she smirked evilly. What? Then I dare Henry, the Queen of Lions, and Space Voyager to do it, Zack replied. We would get in trouble if we did that, the Queen of Lions said. Well, we've all been dare, Queen, so we gotta do it, Henry said. A few minutes later, Beezus comes up with a plan on how they can skip Creepypasta school. So this is how it should work. We walk to school and then we sneak away from the school a block down. Then we go to the playground a few yards down, and we don't go to school, Beezus said. This may be a dumb idea, Space Voyager said, not liking the idea. Well, this is the best plan we can do, Beezus said. If you say so, Zack said. Later on that night, Beezus was up till midnight watching a movie in her bedroom. She waited for her parents to be in bed, then she watched The Human Centipede, without Ramona walking in on her. She thought that was going to happen about partway through the movie, but thankfully it didn't. The next morning at Space Voyager's house, Space made a phone call to Zack the Celtics guy, Henry Huggins, and the Queen of Lions. They all stated that they can't go through the dare that Beezus said, and they ended up going to Creepypasta school anyway. Meanwhile at Beezus' house, Beezus was ready to go to the park, so she got her things. However, Zack had tried to call Beezus to call off skipping Creepypasta school, but no answer was from Beezus on her cell phone. When they got to the Shadow Reader's Creepypasta classroom, Space Voyager, Zack the Zeltics guy, Henry Huggins, and the Queen of Lions were there. But Beezus was, however, nowhere to be seen, not even when the Shadow Reader called the name. So they all assumed that Beezus was skipping school. Beezus was at the park. She waited about 20 minutes for her friends, but none of them came. She was getting cross and impatient. Since Beezus was the best student in school, she normally would never skip school. She looked at the time on her phone and it was said 9:20 a.m. Great, what a waste of 20 minutes, Beezus sighed. Then she headed towards the Creepypasta school. But when she got to the front doors, Beezus saw Boris Anderson. The school janitor was in the front doors. He was mopping the floor, and Beezus knew that Boris would catch her for skipping school if he saw her. Damn it, no way in, Beezus muttered. Then she snuck around the school to find a window to the Shadow Reader's classroom. Near the windows were Zack the Zeltics guy and Henry Huggins. As soon as the Shadow Reader stepped out of the classroom, Beezus tapped on the window, catching Zack and Henry's attention. Beezus, what are you doing out there? Zack asked, surprised to see Beezus. What are you doing in there? Beezus asked, dodging Zack's question. We called it off. Did you get Space's message? Henry replied with a question. No, my phone sound was off. That's why, and I can't get into school without Boris catching me. He'll assume that I was skipping school or even being late, Beezus stated. When the Shadow Reader came back in, Henry texted Beezus to wait for her near the boys' bathroom. Then Henry lifted his hand and Shadow turned to see him. Hey there, Shadow Reader. May I use the bathroom? Henry asked. Okay, but be back in a few minutes, the Shadow Reader replied. Then Henry rushed into the boys' bathroom down the hall. When he got there, Beezus met Henry outside of the school, near the window where the bathroom was. Beezus climbed onto the dumpster and tried to get in through the window with Henry's help, of course. However, Beezus was stuck between herself and the frame. "I'm stuck," she said. "Well, can you pull yourself in?" Henry asked as Beezus shook her head no. "I think I have an idea," Patrick Star said as he entered the bathroom and saw Beezus, who couldn't get in through the bathroom window. "Be near the front door, Beezus, and I'll try to find a way to let you in somehow," Henry instructed. As Beezus got unstuck from the window, she then headed towards the school's entrance. As Patrick with Henry and Zack the Zeltics guy were in the hallway, Patrick looked at his friends. "When I start screaming, you two who go towards the front doors and let Beezus in," Patrick said. "And don't worry about Boris. He's on break right now, and he's nowhere near the front door." "Okay," Zack and Henry said. Then Patrick began to run around like a chicken with no head, screaming like an idiot. "Ah! My Dragon Balls!" Patrick screamed, then ran around in circles, catching the students' attention. As soon as he did that, Zack and Henry raced to the front door of the school. Once they got there, Beezus was near the side door. "Beezus, what are you doing near the side door?" Henry asked. "You were supposed to meet me at the side door," Beezus stated. "No, you were supposed to be near the front door," Zack argued back. And a bit. As soon as Patrick Star's screaming were catching to the Shadow Reader's attention, he shooed the students away and looked at Patrick. "Oh, hi, Shadow. You teaching the class?" Patrick asked with a grin. "Patrick, just what on earth were you doing screaming about your Dragon Balls being on fire?" Shadow asked. "Did she go roasted them again?" "No, I hit them," Patrick grinned. Then the Shadow Reader noticed Zack and Henry near the front door of the school, and then Patrick tried to distract Shadow, but it failed. Beezus and Henry with Zack were all arguing outside. "Hurry up and get in here, Beezus. You're just being stubborn," Zack said. Then he and Henry and Beezus saw that the Shadow Reader was right behind them, and he was confused. "Just what the hell is going on here?" Shadow asked. As Zack and Henry, along with Beezus, were all talking over each other, Drew Pickles showed up, and he was the principal of Creepypasta School. When he saw Beezus, he was surprised.
"What is going on here? Beezus, why aren't you at school?"
Drew Pickles asked, as Beezus tried to explain, but she couldn't come up with a good explanation, and this made Drew Pickles feel crossed.
"I think you, Zack and Henry, with Patrick better come to my office."
A while later, Beezus along with Zack the Celtics guy, Henry, and Patrick Star were waiting outside of Drew Pickles' office, waiting for their punishments will be, while 3 people were inside Drew Pickles' office. "I'm screwed," Beezus sighed. "Maybe they might suspend you for a few days, to about a week," Zack said. "I'm sure they won't be too hard on you Beezus," Henry added. "If it weren't for that daring situation, none of this would have happened," Beezus replied. Then 3 people came out of Drew Pickles' office. They were Robert Quimby, who is Beezus' dad, the Shadow Reader, and Drew Pickles, and upon seeing their faces, they weren't happy at all. "I am very disappointed in you, Beatrice. Where the hell did you get the idea of skipping school?" Robert asked. "It was my idea. There was a movie I really wanted to watch last night, and since I didn't want to do creepypasta homework, I decided to skip school for it." "I'm sorry," Beezus sighed.
"I am afraid you will have to be suspended for a week, Ms. Quimby, and this better not happen again."
"I am very disappointed in you, Beezus," the Shadow Reader said. "What are our punishments going to be?" Patrick asked.
"Well, you along with Zack and Henry will have to spend about a week in detention after school. And as for Patrick, he is out of punishment this time."
"Damn it! I knew this was coming, but okay," Zack said. After Robert took Beezus home, Zack along with Henry had to spend after school in detention. And as for Patrick, he got out of this one, scot-free this time. But he may not be lucky the next time.